Welcome back to the Shortcut Live. I am in San Francisco, but the guys are still in New York. I'm on a top secret mission. This is our daily live video show, the #1 consumer tech site on Substack, theshortcut.com. You are watching the Shortcut Live. I'm with, actually, they're in New York, Max Bondano and Kevin Lee. Guys, say hi.
We're freezing to death
while
Matt's out there enjoying his in and out.
Oh yeah, it's so delicious. It still has like
10 a.m. over there. That's so early.
The burger taste on there. Oh well, I just go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete menu.
That's not
healthy meal.
No. They have healthy options. They have grilled cheese and so forth.
Lettuce wrap burgers. No bread.
Exactly. So that's on the secret menu. But we have a jam-packed show all about consumer technology. We are streaming on X. We're streaming on Substack, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. We are streaming everywhere. That's how we get to #1. We oftentimes crack 100,000 followers or 100,000 viewers, right, amongst the 1 million followers that we have. So I want to kind of bring in our first topic, which, Kevin, you and I got to try a 90s throwback, a big 90s throwback, the Virtual Boy from Nintendo. I don't know if everybody remembers this. A little bit of breaking news. The embargo just lifted for the Virtual Boy. It's a 90s throwback to a gadget you probably didn't try back in the day because it was kind of expensive back then. And now it's just $99 for this accessory where you slot in the Switch 2 console to be the screen of this Virtual Boy accessory. Yeah. Kevin, what'd you think of this?
Oh, actually, I think first there was a nice little clip that we could show.
Yeah.
Coming to Nintendo Classics, Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to enjoy a collection of Virtual Boy games in stereoscopic 3D while playing on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
So if you like grew up in the 90s, you always saw this thing at EB Games, like Toys R Us, but you probably never actually had it. And now you can probably have it for $100.
It's a decent price for. I know it doesn't come with a screen. Like you're using your Nintendo Switch 2, or as you said the other day, I'm just going to use my Nintendo Switch 1 OLED version with the better screen and park it inside of this device. So that's a good use for that old console that a lot of people still have, just collecting dust.
Just sitting around.
So I am actually psyched about this because this is not a console I owned. I did try it back in the day. It was one of the first like Nintendo things that I tried that was like brand new, and it was kind of ahead of its time. Some games fare better than others, but Wario Land, one of the first Wario Land games, if not the first, premiered on that console, and it's a cool thing. It was like the precursor to the virtual reality headsets that we have now.
Yeah, it was arguably the original VR headset because this was like 3D gaming in 1995, and a lot of these games I actually tried for the first time while we were at the event. I was kind of mind blown with like how you could like make Wario jump from the foreground to the background, or how they added depth to this boxing game. Yeah, there it is in all its glory, and it's honestly a piece of plastic, but it looks so cool. It's worth having on your shelf for even just $99, I think.
Anybody who has any bit of nostalgia will probably be buying this just because it does bring back a lot of those classics. Like I said, Wario Land is the best. There's other games that haven't fared as well, based on the test of time. There's that flying game, was that like a Red Alert type of game, a Red Alarm, right? There's a pinball game that's pretty good, a teleboxer game. Tetris is a little difficult in that, 3D space where you're trying to figure out how to manipulate that space with the Nintendo Switch 2 controller. That's what we're using.
Everything's like got a weird axis because it's like it's kind of isometric, but also your blocks are like landing sideways. It's a very strange thing to see. And not my favorite.
And it's also one color. All these games, as you can see from like those clips, it's cool looking, but it is a little bit jarring if you're not
Yeah.
used to the Virtual Boy from back in the day.
Did you feel any strain, by the way? Because I know that's something that was classically a problem with it.
Yeah, I didn't. That may be because the Switch 2 is, just a better screen overall than what the original Virtual Boy had. But yeah, it's just like playing Wario Land. It had the kind of like modern day 3D effects almost. It's a 2D game, but you're able to go kind of like back into the level with like some jumping abilities, and different platforms are like kind of in the distance. So he's like kind of tiny in the back, and you're like on a different plane.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of in the front. So that was cool. There's also a Mario tennis game that they were showing off. So
That's very cool.
way back in the day. So it's like you're fitting your face in these goggles. It's on a stand, so it's not like a headset that you're carrying around, which has its advantages because like you don't get that like tiredness of like carrying around a headset on a strap to your face.
You can have that experience for a cheaper $25. They have a cardboard version. It's kind of like
right.
Yeah, kind of like the whatever that Google headset thing was, the VR headset. It was just like a piece of cardboard.
Google Cardboard. Yep.
Yeah, Google Cardboard. You just slot the Switch in, you head strap it, and it works just the same.
Yeah. Your article is great. It's on theshortcut.com right now, and I'm looking at the GIF that's on there of us like testing out the knobs and everything. Those knobs at the top that you see right there, they are for decoration. They were on the original for like focusing and everything, but that's kind of a thing of the past now because the screen technology has advanced since the 90s dramatically.
Nintendo told me that they're like, you don't need them because the optics in it are already perfectly tuned for anyone to just like put your head in and you start gaming.
Yeah, this is, I think it's something that I am definitely going to buy just for the nostalgia factor. And we'll have it in the office in no time. But it came out in Japan, July 21st, 1999, a month later in North America. So it's definitely a trip down memory lane for anybody who grew up in the 90s. And it's a cool thing. It didn't last more than like, I'd say 4 or 5 years in terms of...
It lasted a year.
Yeah. In terms of like seeing at EB Games and everything. Yeah. But it's something that I think a lot of people forgot about. It's cool. It's cool nostalgia.
It's going to be out February 17th, along with all the games on Nintendo Switch Online. You need a Switch. You need an online pass with the expansion. But it's well worth it. If you ever saw it, it was like, oh man, I wish I had it. Now you can.
Yeah. Do you get the games for free? Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
yeah.
The original version, did you need an N64 or something?
No, it was its own standalone
it was just a
console.
standalone thing?
Yeah. That's it, because exactly. That's the reaction I expect from someone who was born in 2000.
Yeah.
So I've never seen this thing before in my life until now.
I love
it. It looks very cool.
Okay.
Like, does this one operate the same way as the old one? Like like the old one looked like all the games were in red and stuff like that before?
Yes, exactly. Like it's true to the gameplay and the graphics and everything. Yeah, it was standalone, kind of like to answer your question. It wasn't like an accessory to another console. So this was like Nintendo's entry into a virtual reality console. Yeah.
I will say Nintendo promises making some improvements. Well, for one thing, like anything on the virtual console, as it were, you can rewind gameplay, you can remap controls, and Nintendo says later on they're gonna add a feature to let you change the color, so you can actually make the screen background white instead of black and red. You can have like white and green, white and yellow, black and yellow, etc., whatever you want. Hopefully, that'll be easier on your eyes depending on your use. Yeah. We have a lot of comments actually. Yeah, when you have one just said hello, this one says from J Borka.
Go for it.
Can't wait for my Virtual Boy. Oh, that's $2 also. That's $1 per comment. Here's another comment. All right, great. Same guy, heard they already sold out. Yes, they are sold out. They're sold out in the Nintendo store. Oh, there's a third comment. That's $3 from J Borka right there. I had my original Virtual Boy in closet and the box it came in. That's so sick. I want to see a photo from you comparing the new one to the old one, because I actually don't know it's 1-to-1.
Right.
George says, I need a Switch 2 to use it. So
You need
can
a
use,
switcher. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Switch 1 or Switch 2. They both work. The only one that does not work is the Switch Lite. Yeah, because that doesn't really have the USB-C pass through.
Well, that
and
the
it has the
controllers
handles.
get in the way. Yeah, the controller
Correct.
gets in the way. Jeremy B says Wario Land and Mario Tennis were the games I had on OG Virtual Boy. Love them. So excited for them to come out. Me too. Yeah. There's
Jeremy. That is like, there's a lot of people who had not touched these games since they came out, or haven't played them before. So appreciate that comment. Also noting that that's a comment from X, from Jeremy. The last one came from Substack. The one before that came from Instagram. So
nice.
We're hitting all the
comments coming
platforms
from
today.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I will quickly say there are 7 games out, including one that was never released here in the US. And then there's 10 more, including 2 more that were never released here. So there's the library is like somewhere around like 22 games in total. So hopefully we'll have the entire library by the end of the year. You got one more comment.
This one's from YouTube. Jason Million.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I've ever tried the Virtual Boy when it came out in the 90s. No one I knew had it, and it was $180. Wow. So this is actually a discount, sort of.
Right.
Wow.
But I have to try it now if I know someone has it. LOL. Could be
I mean,
yours for
adjusting
$99.
for inflation, that in 1995 compared to
yeah.
today's money, right? That's $382. Yes, it doesn't come with a screen because you're supplying it yourself, but I think that's a fair trade-off
You
because
probably have a
already
Switch.
have a Switch,
Yeah.
right? Either a Switch 1 or a Switch 2. If it was Switch 2 only, less of a deal for a lot of people who don't haven't upgraded yet, which there's plenty of people out there, despite the news today that it's the fastest selling console is Nintendo Switch 1. So,
I think I
anyways,
just saw one last comment. Sorry, from Jeremy B. That's I think our $3 from him. Thank you. Heard it was already sold out, and thankful I ordered it when I did. Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo's not going to stop making these. They're like sound like hotcakes. Oh man, especially for this holiday.
Is this a Virtual Boy only available to Nintendo Switch online subscribers?
Sorry,
sometimes they gate the some of the controllers
orders?
and everything. Yeah, like you have to be
I don't
a paid member.
think so, but it'll probably come out. So right now it's only available for Nintendo Store, but probably see it on Amazon. We got one more comment from Jason Million. It came out in '95 and it was supposed to be something to succeed the Game Boy, but it never panned out. Yeah, it was a hard sell, and not everyone was in love with the graphics or the eye strain. So
I mean, fair. Like if the new version's emulating the old, I can imagine the eye strain had to be pretty bad on the old model. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
That screen technology is older than you, and it just didn't fly for a lot of people. So
no,
that's how dated all this stuff is.
I said a line in my article where it said it looks like Darth Vader's bathroom, which is another callback to Knight Rider, another '90s hit, and it looks like that. It's just all black and red. We go to more comments as we go, but I think we want to talk about some more Nintendo stuff. We
sure. I just want to say this is the topic that's got generated the most comments on a single topic. So awesome to see some of the nostalgia gamers out there. We knew this episode would be a hit just based on the fact that Virtual Boy is such a throwback that no one expected Nintendo to be coming out with until they announced it. I think they announced it like late last month. And this is our first time going hands-on. By the way, we're wearing pink suits in those videos, those hands-on videos, because we were going to another event that still hasn't been announced. I can't tell you why I'm in the San Francisco area, but all good stuff coming to theshortcut.com, #1 consumer tech site on Substack.
Got another comment. The last comment I'll read for now from Doug. Love the Virtual Boy, and we're singing the J.C. Penney catalog. Oh man, what a callback! I forgot about those. And I'm hoping to get it for Christmas. The game Red Alarm was awesome.
Yeah, for its day, that one is a little bit hard to navigate right now, but super cool that they brought it back to like 1-to-1 ratio of like what it was before. So no, definitely the nostalgia trip that we're talking about. Something new that Nintendo came out with is a Nintendo talking flower.
Yeah,
I am kind of confused by this a little bit. I get the Alarmo. I like the trippiness of it. I just want to know the point. Kevin, did you wrap
Right.
your head around
So
why this is a
I
thing?
read a few more details about it, but the crux of it is, as we were told at the time of the event, it's a $35 talking flower, and you literally press a button, and it'll say snarky things at you, or it'll say something every 2 hours if you don't press the button. But it also does a few more things. Apparently, it has some smart home capabilities. It has a thermometer. It could tell you when to wake up or when to go to bed. Yeah. And it has a music playing mode that's going to come after it launches on March 12th.
Okay.
But yeah, still a little perplexed because it just kind of says, have you had lunch yet? Or, make sure you're getting your veggies. Thanks for sticking
It
me
sounds like
so
it's
long. Yeah.
trying to be smart, but not.
Yeah.
It doesn't have and that's not a Nintendo thing to be intrusive and collect your
Right.
data. So it's just interesting. I think we have a little, just to give people a sample, because this is brand new. This just got announced, or like the hands-on time with it. We're allowed to talk about it now. We have an audio clip of it where you can kind of experience what we heard.
Ta-da! Ta-da! The sequel!
It's fun.
What's up?
It's got all the dad jokes.
Seashells by the seashore. I'm good, huh? Finished your homework?
Fine.
Sometimes it's nice to space out. Did you know the planet is spinning? Bowser and his buds can't get us here, right? She sells seashells
It sounds
by the
like
seashore.
Sam, Max's brother,
Oh,
trying to
God.
do an impression.
I never made that connection.
Yeah, I just did.
Did he lend
So-
his voice, Max? Did he do some VO?
I don't know. He could have. That does kind of sound like him.
It does. It's a little freaky.
That's very interesting. So wait, so does this thing just randomly talk, or do you have to push the button for it to talk? Like it just like every.
So,
did you
yeah.
say something? Say something.
It'll say
like
something
after
every
a
2
certain amount of time?
hours. I think it has like an app you can customize it with, but like if you don't press it, it'll say something every 2 hours on its own. Yeah.
That's
Very, very interesting. It's like really cute. I think kids will love it. It's also something curious I noticed was that we were playing a bunch of demos, or games rather, previews, and the Talking Flower was in there. So I asked Nintendo, hey, we saw the Talking Flower in all these games. Will it like interact with these games and have like the sound come out of this thing? And they said, oh, we're not too sure about that. Seems like obvious shoe-in, but it's nothing planned yet.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't fully revealed what this can do. So we're trying to plant the seeds of ideas, but they may not be ready to reveal that. Who knows? But yeah, that's it's an interesting thing. I feel like the Alarmo, which was $99, this one Kevin mentioned, it's like $35. The Alarmo had more functionality to it, where it's trying to sense you if you're still in bed, and you hit the snooze basically and play Mario themed music and different Nintendo mascot themed music collections. This one, it perplexes me, but I feel like they're going to do more with it as time goes on, and it sounds like they're really trying to promote this as like a character within the Mario universe.
Yes, I think they're doing that hardcore. They're like trying to make this the unified mascot of all their titles.
Yeah, it's like almost like an Easter egg that appears in different games. Speaking of games, Mario Tennis.
This looks so much fun.
Yeah, Mario Tennis Fever is the official title of the Nintendo Switch 2 game that is part of the Mario Tennis collection. The franchise is back. It's a sporting game, but more arcadey than your average tennis game. And yeah, there's special rackets, there's special power moves. It was a lot of fun. It's funny, Kevin and I, we won't go through all the games, but he liked some games. I like this game. This is like my type of game, a lot of action. So he let me have, I think, not just first dibs. You just let me run the court.
You just had the whole demo
with us. Yeah.
And it was so fun to see. Yeah. The fever shots are definitely the new crazy mechanic, because they changed the game. You have different rackets. So the ice racket will make an ice pool. The fire racket will, set the stage on fire. The pokey racket, it makes those like pokey plants, basically, the tall one. You could like lay a bunch of those all over the field for your enemy. there is a counter. You can hit the ball before it bounces, and then if you receive it without hitting it before the bounce, you'll end up with the bad effect. And so it becomes like a frenetic game of hitting it back and forth before it bounces on either side.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of mayhem. Like imagine Mario Kart, but you apply tennis to it, right? That's what this feels like on the Switch 2. 30 total rackets.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun. And like it's like this frantic volleying action back and forth.
Yeah. We have some of that gameplay in a little bit. But there's, this game will also support motion controls, so it's still very open to casual, or if you prefer motion controls.
And it releases in a week, February 12th, for $69, just in time to either enhance your Valentine's Day 2 days later, or be at each other's throats.
Yes.
So
I can't believe you picked that racket against me.
Yeah, that fever shot is maddening. So totally fun. I enjoyed it. If you enjoy Mario Tennis, or if you haven't experienced it yet, that is one to check out. It's one of the better Nintendo Switch 2 games. There's a lot of people who say Switch 2 doesn't have a lot of games. I just feel like they're piling up games once a month, and people realize, there's a lot of variety there, from, the re-release of Mario Party. This one's brand new, right? This Mario Tennis Fever. You got Donkey Kong. Like, there's a lot of games that people are going to discover. We're not even 1 year in with this console. Super fun. Talking about all the tech. Kevin, there's one more game that we got to try.
This one's a mouthful. Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park. That's the full title.
That is like, it just seems like, why is this tacked on the Meetup in Bella Park?
This is basically a Nintendo Switch 2 version of a 2023 Switch game, plus some new DLC. This new DLC is going to meet in Bella Bell Park. It basically adds like Mario Party style platforming to the game. So like it's already a multiplayer game. And you basically transform platforming into a race with a twist. So some matches you'll be in a bubble and you'll be bouncing around with very little control. In other games, you might be throwing a bomb around and making sure it doesn't blow up. You'll have to work together. There's competitive and cooperative games. And another one is you're actually playing a game of tag with the Phantom Mask from Mario Brothers 2. And while one person's like, trying to find the other players, the other ones are actually disguising themselves as the talking plant flower. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I skipped over Super Mario Brothers Wonder when it came out on the Switch 1. So this is an opportunity on March 26th to buy this. It is $80 for the whole game if you don't already own it. But if you own the Switch 1 version, it's a $20 upgrade pack. So kind of like we saw with Mario Party, it's like that same structure for some of the pricing. Or it's like, if you own the original version, the Jamboree TV is just like an extra fee. So kind of a good deal if you already own it and you want a little bit more. But since I don't own it, I may end up ponying up the full $80 for that. It just reminds you, games are expensive these days. But that is it for a lot of the Switch 2 stuff. Any other thoughts on this entire collection of games, from the Virtual Boy to Super Mario Brothers Wonder and Mario Tennis? Kevin?
Max, are you feeling anything actually? Are you feeling this?
I'm interested in trying the Virtual Boy thing just because it seems kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mario Tennis looks kind of fun. Reminds me a lot of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Because they had there's like a tennis match you can play against everybody in that. That looked interesting. I don't know. Like, a lot of this, like, I still have not been convinced to get into video games, but a lot of these updates seem kind of interesting. I don't know about that flower. I don't know if we want to have that flower.
I think we're gonna give Max a flower.
Yeah, 100%. He just volunteered because he's the most skeptical.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The most
Obviously, yeah.
skeptical on it.
The guy who wants the flower the least will love it the most.
Well, I could probably get one for free if my brother did the voiceover.
Oh yeah, you could. Yes, you have to ask him actually. He can chime in with a
I
comment.
gotta pin him down and see. Yeah, I don't know if he did that. He might have done that in his free time. But,
All right, he's probably under NDA, so like if he did
Yes.
the voice. Sam is a comedian,
Mhm.
young guy but very funny, and he
Yes.
does a lot of impressions, and that just sounds
I
like
will,
his go-to impression for anything nostalgia.
100%, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to.
We got-
oh,
we
just
have more
wanna say-
comments. Go ahead,
Oh
go.
yeah, we have more comments. Go ahead. Bring in the comments. Bring in the money.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not for me, dog, says George. Probably talking about the flower at that moment, which I mean, like, that's the only thing we're skeptical of. I'm sure kids will love it. Kind of Kevin mentioned that. And I was like, all right, maybe there's a different audience than us for that one. Next comment is Nintendo will have their accessories all over your house. Is from Jason. Again, talking flower. And if you remember, they have that piranha plant camera for Switch
God.
too. I
Love
do
it.
remember that. There's a lot of people who bought that despite us telling you it's like a
It's lower
480p camera. Yeah, it wasn't very good, but yeah, it was. I forget the company that made it. It's a third party company, but it was an official Nintendo accessory. I ended up getting the higher resolution 1080p camera, but super fun to see that. And I hope they bring it back. I think it was like Hori, Hori.
I think that's it. Yeah.
If I just going from memory, I didn't look it up on Google AI overviews, I swear. And then Jeremy B with another comment says, too bad it's not another Rob type device that could play Super Mario Brothers Wonder with you. Nintendo missed out on that idea. So Rob was that robot?
Yeah. It's like an old school mascot. Yeah. And they brought it back from Smash Brothers. And now it's in memoriam forever.
Right. Yeah. They should come out with a physical version of that. Kind of another throwback. I mean, Nintendo is dealing with, like 40 plus years of nostalgia. And I think that's what really got like that cross-generational audience when the Mario Brothers movie came out. It just like grandparents bought the original NES for their kids. So like they got it. Young kids were experiencing Mario for the first time. Nintendo has a lot of like Disney-esque power from like the last 90 years or since the 90s. So yeah, Nintendo's on a high. That's comment. One. Yep, go for it.
Spaceman Odyssey, Galaxy. I love my Virtual Boy back in the 90s, but these days your money is better spent on a cheap Oculus. I could see.
Yeah, if you're definitely going for something that has legs to it versus it's kind of self-contained in that Nintendo universe. Because Kevin, you mentioned how many games are there for? There's 7 that are releasing right away.
Yeah, 10 more on the way, and then 22 in total, at least for the U.S. catalog. I don't know how many there are globally.
Right.
Yeah,
probably around the same amount.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be self-contained in that no one's developing for this right now, or probably ever.
There's no future games that are going to work with it,
right?
Unless
so
Nintendo decides. Yeah.
Like a Quest would be something that hopefully goes further if Zuckerberg keeps pouring money into the headset. So we'll see. We haven't seen a refresh on that in a while, though.
No, but new games still work with it. Like I'm sure you'll be able to play new racing and maybe that new Ace Combat game in VR. Hopefully,
that'd be good.
Yeah, we got a few more stories to go and not a lot of time. So I'll
let's go to Logitech.
Yeah, lightning around this. This is the latest wireless gaming headset. It's only cost $79, and when you look at it, tell me if you see something that's missing.
Let's see.
Microphone?
Yes, that's it. There's no boom microphone, so you don't look like a air traffic controller anymore. It has actually beamforming microphones and AI noise reduction to basically help your voice sound clearer when you're talking. It has Lightspeed wireless, Bluetooth 2, 5.2. It's only on a Switch, so you can't have it simultaneously. It works with Windows, Mac OS, Switch 1, 2, PS4, PS5, no Xbox. It has 24 hours of battery life. It comes in lilac, black, and white, and it's $79. It releases now. It's available now. Yeah, it looks like a sick headset. It's much better styled than its old ones. It looks more like a pair of lifestyle headphones.
Kevin, tell me why. that
yeah,
is that the Xbox is not a
yeah,
compatible thing for this is across the board.
yeah,
For a lot of headsets. Is it a proprietary thing that
yeah.
Microsoft has put into Xbox, and why is that a thing? Is it
It's
security?
'cause
Is it money, licensing?
Well, Microsoft says it's security, but I think it's 100% money. Basically, Xbox and Microsoft has a special wireless proprietary technology signal, and they basically add a license to every Xbox headset. So you require Microsoft's permission / pay a fee to get your headset to work with theirs. So a lot of people, a lot of companies decide, all right, we're just gonna go PS5, Switch, PC, or Windows, Android. Yeah.
Great job, Microsoft. Great job with
Yeah.
that. I mean, like number one console out there is the
Mhm.
Xbox, of course, right? No.
Right.
So it's a failing business for them,
Yeah.
and they're just going way more enterprise and
Right.
backing an AI company that is OpenAI, not really at the top of its game right now with Google
Mhm.
Gemini. But anyways,
No.
besides the point, great decision making over there
Oh yeah.
in Washington State. Anyways, besides that, this looks like a good headset. I'm very curious of how the microphone functions and works
Mhm.
without having that like physical microphone. So the AI noise canceling is now something we're seeing in a lot of headsets,
Yeah.
and it has 24 hours of battery life, which is great.
Yeah. That's a huge
$80,
bump
which
up.
is not a bad price.
Yeah. So it's like got a lot of good features that like other headsets that cost more, like $179, $99. The 24-hour battery life's a big thing.
Yeah.
And then Max, you actually had a question, or you were about to say something.
There's something about the design of a gaming headset I feel like is something like iconic about that, right? Like just having the boom mic and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
over your mouth. I feel like that, like if I'm going to buy a gaming headset, that's kind of what I would pursue. Is there like a market for people like that just don't want that? Is that like a thing that
I think it's like every company, every manufacturer I've met is always trying to go like more general use. Oh, I want you to wear these outside. I don't want you to have this boom microphone. Or a lot of times I see actually grown men wear Razer headsets with the big ass ear cups, go out at like at an arcade or something like that. And that's not exactly a cool look. But it's also because other companies like Fractal, they've gotten into the headset game, and their headset looks like a pair of like nice headphones, premium headphones, like the Sony or the Bose. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. They just want to capture that. Oh, this is a headset or anything. And
Neat.
yeah.
All right.
They should bring back the Astro A30s.
Oh, here we go. This is Sam, Max's brother, I think, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What's this I hear about the Nintendo voice?
Sam,
That is-
I think the guys are under the impression that you did the voiceovers for the new flower from Nintendo.
If he's under NDA, he can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Right.
But Sam's not one to abide by the law. That's what I'll say. So I feel like he's going to break this NDA if he's under one.
Yeah. I wanted to say earlier, hopefully not Nintendo's listening. I want to hack this thing and just get a bunch of voice clips from Sam with some really saucy jokes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we can do that. We can arrange that.
Yeah.
All right, coming soon to the Shortcut After Dark. That is
Yes. Oh yeah. I'll
perfect
be the
spot
narrator
for it.
or the background voice.
Well.
Okay.
We're
get us
hosting this
some-
from a hot tub, right? That's where the Shortcut
yeah.
After Dark happens.
Yes.
Shortcut After
All right.
Dark.
Oh, we gotta get that graphic back up for by the end of the show.
Oh, right.
Helping with the bros.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna move off gaming news, I think.
Yeah, we got some smartphone rumors to talk about. Matt and I have been tracking iPhone Fold rumors for quite a while now. It's by far like one of the most anticipated phones of the year. It looks like we got some new details on what the design could entail. So we know that it's supposed to be in sort of like the shape of a U.S. passport. The 5.5-inch screen will have the same dimensions as that. It'll open up to roughly an 8-inch screen. So think of it sort of like an iPad mini, but in your pocket. There was a new leak from like a semi-anonymous Weibo account that's leaked stuff before about Apple products and stuff like that. They shared some information on what we can expect from the design. It sounds like the volume buttons will be on the top of the device, sort of like the iPad mini, like other iPads and stuff like that. Power button should be on the right-hand side with a Touch ID sensor built into it. We're not expecting Face ID on this thing because they just don't have anywhere to put the Face ID sensors. And it looks like it'll have a camera control too. So the camera control will be right underneath the power button on the right side. There won't be any buttons on the left because Apple
That's our
didn't want
hinge.
to run a bunch of cables or anything across
Yeah.
the screen. So everything will be like sort of, right side mounted almost. That's where we expect the cameras to be as well. There should be 2 cameras on the back in a camera plateau, sort of like the iPhone Air. That's where they're going to keep all the chipsets and stuff like that. And then the rest of the phone's basically going to be battery inside. There's supposed to be a 5,500 milliamp hour battery, which is the biggest battery we've ever seen in an iPhone. So I don't know if that's going to translate to the best battery life in an iPhone with that big, like it has to power 2 different screens and all the other stuff that's in it. I don't know how well it's going to perform day to day, but we'll have to see what Apple can cook up in their lab because they're pretty good at optimization at this point.
Yeah.
Single hole punch for the front facing camera. It should look like a pretty normal looking phone. Now we're just starting to get an idea of like how will case manufacturers have to adapt to the new design, where they're going to have to make all their cutouts and stuff like that. It also sounds like it's only going to be sold in 2 different colors, black and white. Right now, it looks like they're gonna ship a white version, and they might ship a black one. But beyond that, we're not gonna get like a gold one or like green or blue or orange like the iPhone 17 Pro. But yeah, that's the latest on the iPhone Fold. I know Matt's super excited about getting this phone towards the end of the year.
Yeah, you're just mentioning it might come in 1, maybe 2 colors. That is going to make me upgrade the next year when they have the version that comes in 3 or 4 colors. That's Apple's way of getting me to upgrade year over year. Very, very smart. I feel like just to kind of throw this out there, that conceptual design or kind of leaked render, mock-up, whatever, there's so many people who just see that and like, oh, it looks ugly. I'm like, that's not the final version. That's
Exactly.
like almost a 3D printed version of what to expect based on the leaks that are out there. So kind of put that out there. I'm going to buy this day one because I want to combine the luxury of what the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 has, or like the Google Pixel Fold 10, right? With the cohesive ecosystem that Apple has with iMessages, FaceTime. Like, yes, I can go on an Android, and I do, when we review Android phones, switch over, but I lose some of those contacts because I can't get my entire family on WhatsApp. I can't get them on Telegram. So it's just like I always leave behind group text messages where I can't pull people over to, a more third-party ecosystem away from Apple's, like software. So that's something I'm looking forward to a lot, is just experiencing the foldable with the software. That's really the glue that keeps Apple's dominance in the US.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always so hard to test new foldables during the year because I want to use them full time all the time, but like no iMessage, they don't sync with my Apple Calendar. Like there's just like a bunch of things missing from that core experience that Apple gives you in their ecosystem. So to be able to have a folding device that ties into, my Mac and my Apple Watch and AirPods and what have you, it's going to be so much nicer. And I'm very excited to give it a shot and see if I actually want to live with a foldable full time.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell if like that's something that I want or just like a pipe dream. Because I like to just have a regular phone. Like there's something charming about that, I guess, still. But the convenience of having such a big screen on the go could be nice for flights and like travel and stuff like that. So we'll see. I don't know. It's supposed to be creaseless. I know Adam was talking about the crease yesterday. He hates the crease on folding phones. That should be gone. It's just going to be really expensive, like maybe around $2,200. I think the later rumors are pegging it. We'll see. It should be an interesting phone.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a test for a lot of us, is what's holding us back from a foldable phone full time. Is it the ecosystem, or is it just like the foldable phone is kind of over? There's a lot of people who think foldable phones are not a thing for them. I think this is going to be a test for those people who were like, oh no, it was the software the entire time. So it's going to be very interesting. probably this September when we see it launch and those renders become reality.
Exactly. Yeah. iPhone vote's going to cost a fortune. It absolutely will. Hopefully there will be some good trade-in deal somewhere.
Yep.
You can try to get that price down a little bit.
It's what I'm relying on.
Oh yeah. Sam says he has not been paid for this. Oh.
He's time payment. That's all we have. We don't know if this is actually his voice or not.
Yeah.
He's just saying that Nintendo has not forfeited any dollars over to him.
You know what?
Join us at the shortcut and drop it off with these comments.
Yes. Leaving. He might be pulling
$2.
Yeah. He might be pulling Andrew Garfield and keep on saying, I'm not in Spider-Man, whatever the latest one was. And be like, he's there.
I'm not the wolf. I'm not the wolf. Right.
All right. To give equal time, we talked about the iPhone. Let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. We may see, or we may not see, Qi 2 charging, right? It's not just Qi 2 compatible. At least that's what the rumor was, that we may see like the MagSafe capabilities in the Samsung phones. I feel like Samsung can't do this, right?
I know this is going to be one of the biggest letdowns, I think, of 2026, at least in terms of consumer technology. We've been waiting for more Android phones to adopt Qi 2 for, what's it been, like 4 years since that became the standard, 3-4 years, something like that. It's like some absurd amount of time where you would think every manufacturer would just be like, okay, this is the new thing you have to do. We need to build the magnets in the back of our phones so people can use, magnetic wallets and Qi 2 chargers and stuff like that. Google finally did it last year with Pixel Snap. Great. We were very happy about that. They were like, okay, how about Samsung? It's like Samsung's turn now. They've waited so long. Maybe the S26 will finally have it. Every single rumor that I've read has alluded to the S26 having Qi 2 charging. But now we see these new first-party cases. It's like this is supposed to be Samsung's clear case. They're going to sell 2 different versions, one with magnets and one without. That seems to just indicate the magnets are not going to be built into the phone at all, and they're going to charge a premium if you want to get MagSafe on your S26. Meanwhile, they're going to sell MagSafe accessories. They're going to have like a Qi 2 power bank. They're going to have a Qi 2 wireless charger with 25-watt charging speed, I believe. Like all of the signs were there, and then they do this. And now, like, come on, guys.
That's a little deflating.
It's 2020. Like, when the hell are we going to get these Qi 2 chargers built into these phones? Like, nobody wants to do magnets. They want to save the room for, I guess, batteries and stuff like that. But I don't know. These phones are already pretty thick. Like, and like the iPhone Air has, the iPhone Air have Qi 2? It has MagSafe now.
Does that MagSafe now?
So like, what are we doing?
I think one possible theory I have is maybe Qi 2 messes with the reverse charging, because that's one thing iPhone doesn't have to worry about.
Well, last year they gave the official reason was they didn't want to change the design, right? They would probably have to make it a little bit thicker, and the parts they were using would have to all change, which is cost prohibitive, right? I get it, but they can't go a third year in a row with that same excuse where it's not there. Yeah,
it's just weird at this point that it's missing.
I'm saying this rumor is phony baloney.
One thing I do notice about this is the corners on the phone don't look as nearly as sharp as the ones that we saw a couple of days ago. Like, that's one thing I noticed about the S26 is it has sharper corners, kind of like the new Fold 7.
The S26 Ultra will have slightly sharper corners. S26 and 26 Plus should have around the same corner radius as the S25. So they'll be like a bit rounder, look a little bit like friendlier, I guess, more iPhone-like.
Okay.
S26 Ultra is always a bit boxier, so those corners will be a little bit sharper. So these, I'm pretty sure these are the real S26 cases. It's just, where are the magnets, guys? Like, come on. What are we... It's very
so let's go to our last one. I know we have 9 minutes left, less than that. Let's go to the, keep it equal, Pixel. Google Pixel projected to have an even better year in 2026. Max, what is in store? And let's kind of go over basically all the phones that are releasing in the US that are going to be really big.
Yeah, I find this really interesting how well the Google Pixel lineup seems to be doing. Every tech reviewer that I talk to about the Pixel lineup, they basically say, oh, like Google's going to kill this project one day. It's probably not going to, live too much longer. As it turns out, it's a growing business for Google. Last year, they had their best sales for the Google Pixel line in its history. And this year, it looks like they're going to grow even more. So let me just double check the name of this research firm who is saying that Counterpoint Research, they're claiming that Google should have like a 19% spike in shipments and sales of the Google Pixel line this year. Not for like any particular reason beyond the fact that Google is investing money in making their own chips. So Google's being able to like sort of dodge a lot of the issues with chip shortages and of course the whole RAM situation where RAM prices are skyrocketing at this point. Google can sort of dodge a lot of that, whereas most OEMs can't. And so that's going to allow them to ship way more phones and be more reliably in stock when you want to go upgrade your to a new smartphone. Right. It's wild to me how well the Pixel's doing. I'm very happy that it's doing well because I love the Pixel phone. But this will be like another successful year for Google, back to back, it seems.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like Google's like been making some quiet but big improvements to the Pixel line. Like their telephones are on par, if not better, than Samsung. Their phones just look unique compared to Samsung or Apple. Yeah. I love the colors. Everything like, and then of course Google has the direct line to having the most Gemini features. And
Exactly.
I think that's it.
I was just going to say they are like the smartest smartphones that you can use right now. Is basically any Pixel phone that you buy because they all come with like the same Gemini features. There's some that like get shipped first to the highest end ones. You can even go pick up like a Pixel 9a and get 90% of what the Pixel 10 Pro can do. So it's a very good value. It stands out in the market. Obviously, it's G2, which we're all very big fans of. That phone comes with reverse wireless charging. So I don't know if like Samsung's being just like coy about it at that point, but I don't think that messes up the reverse wireless charging thing.
Yeah.
Good point.
No, yeah, but I'm a huge fan of Pixel phones. I know. I think you are too, Matt. Like you've toyed around with Pixels before. They just come with like such a great, inviting Android experience. I feel like compared to Samsung and OnePlus and stuff like that.
It's something that people really like. It's that, they call it pure Android. It's how Google intended Android to be, just how it flows, right? And it used to be that Samsung, when they had something called TouchWiz, which predates their current experience, which was like Tizen, it was, and now it's One UI. They've gone through several iterations, but TouchWiz was just a bad clone of what Android did and messed with it a lot. Tons of changes that didn't sit over well. So that's the appeal of the Pixel phone. It's like the manufacturer, which is what Apple does, manufactures and creates the software. That is the Google experience, and that's what people kind of love Pixel phones for. That and the great camera. But now everybody's caught up with having a great camera, so they rely on that software experience being the best out there on any Android phone. And it, like, the fact that they have Pixel Snap is a huge one up for them versus even what Samsung is doing. So it's one of the first Android phones with something like MagSafe, with Apple's MagSafe. So I want to see them do better. I want to go out in New York City and see more people have, not just an iPhone, not just a Samsung, but a Google Pixel phone. So maybe this year is their year, as this analyst firm is saying.
I've definitely seen a lot of Pixel phones in the wild, I will say. I feel like there's been more over the past 2 years than there ever has been.
Right.
Like I'm constantly looking at the back of people's phones to see what they're using. And I've seen a lot of really big camera bars.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's fairly popular. It's just like mind-boggling that like it's doing so well in such a competitive market that's just dominated by Apple and Samsung.
Yeah, and that's why OnePlus may be dying, right? Like you just, it's just struggle enough for Google, and they are making headwind into this competitive market. But like, it's are you gonna have 4? Are you gonna have 5? Right? Motorola is trying to get in there, so that's that's really why we're not seeing as much of OnePlus, and maybe they're on their way out according to those reports that we saw earlier last week.
Exactly.
I think the biggest shot in the arm Android ever got was RCS messaging. So you can finally text your blue text friends and not be like lost in a vacuum. You can
Not
see
send
such a-
them like a 2 megapixel.
Oh yeah,
picture
yes,
and just,
that's
like,
also
and, like,
humongous. Yeah,
or send like a 240p video
Yeah.
over like ancient technology.
Yeah,
no,
MMS.
thank God that
Yeah.
went away.
Yeah. In our last 3 minutes on the Shortcut Live, it's an hour-long show. It's 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, as I've learned by not being late today. Max corrected me yesterday, and I set my
Well done,
alarm
Matthew.
extra
could have
early.
missed the whole
Thank
show.
you. Right? Imagine. I mean, what would you guys do? You have to carry on without me. But
I
there's
would
going to
have
be a
talked all
day,
Nintendo stuff to myself. Kevin, what do you think about the Virtual Boy? Well, I think it's great.
right? And I'd be like just sipping on my In and Out.
Oh yeah, you just be in the restaurant having the best time with your burger.
Right. I'm like, yeah, I still have an hour to the show, guys. All right. And then I'm like an hour off. But on the shortcut.com, #1 consumer tech site on Substack, if you want to support us, subscribe. The best Super Bowl 2026 TV deals is up. Kevin has updated it, or at least he told me that. And if he didn't, he's fired. Sony patents a special new touchscreen PlayStation controller. That is by our contributing editor, Reese, who's fantastic. And Adam is not here. He's having tea and crumpets, not with the king, but with another world leader. We can't tell you about where he is, but he's seeing something top secret, just like me, in San Francisco. So more good stuff under embargo to come on the Shortcut. So that's a story by Reese. And then we have tons more stories about virtual reality and lots of PlayStation, lots of Nintendo today. It's just a gaming day on a Tuesday. But yeah, we're streaming on all platforms, X, Substack, as you see every morning on the top of our website screen, and lots of stuff going on. We're on Instagram, and we're, of course, on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, turn on notifications. We are doing this daily. It's a daily live video show, the only one out there doing it quite like this, right? And I will be back in New York City pretty soon.
Back in the hot tub.
Right? And I will be there. It is.
Yes.
Love seeing that. That is of course a fan favorite. I got so many comments after this, to the point where the Shortcut Live After Dark has to happen. So
I think it absolutely should.
Yeah.
We can get
we
so
gotta get
many good
Adam.
sponsors behind that.
Yeah, just all the credible sponsors. That's what
Exactly.
they want to do. But yeah, we're here for an hour per day talking about the latest consumer technology. So join us every day, and we will see you in 23 hours. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Yeah.